Good morning, all of you. This is lecture number 4 of chapter number 9, Algebraic Expressions and Identities, Mathematics class of grade 8. Let us see today's topics, what we will be discussing in this lecture. First of all, we will be recalling the concept of multiplication of algebraic expressions, and further in this main topic, that is multiplication of algebraic expressions, we will be revising multiplication of two or more monomials and then multiplication of a polynomial by a monomial. And the main topic of this lecture number 4 will be multiplication of a polynomial by a polynomial. In this lecture, I will be explaining how to multiply a polynomial by a polynomial. And further in this, I will be also explaining the multiplication of a binomial by a binomial and how to multiply a binomial by a trinomial. Dear children, I hope it is very much clear to you what do you mean by a monomial, binomial, trinomial and multinomial. Let us see. What do you mean by a monomial? An algebraic expression having only one term is called a monomial. What do you mean by a binomial? An algebraic expression having two terms is called a binomial. And what do you mean by a trinomial? An algebraic expression having three terms is called a trinomial. So, in this lecture, I will be explaining how to multiply a polynomial by a polynomial. Further in this, the subtopics will be how to multiply a binomial by a binomial and how to multiply a binomial by a trinomial. And I told you the definitions of monomial, binomial and trinomial. And at the end of this lecture, I will be explaining the homework solutions of the previous lecture. Let us recall first and then we will be moving to the main topic of this lecture. Multiplication of two or more monomials. Dear children, as I told you that an algebraic expression having only one term is called a monomial. So we have learnt in the previous lecture how to multiply two or more monomials. First of all, to solve this multiplication of two or more monomials, we need to take the product of their numerical coefficients and product of their literal coefficients. Let us see this with the help of an example. We need to find the product of 2p square q cube and minus 3p q square. Here, dear children, in this example, 2 and minus 3 are the numerical coefficients and these two terms are monomials. This is a monomial, this is a single term. An algebraic expression having only one term is called a monomial. This is a single term. This is another one term. So these two are monomials, and while multiplying two monomials, we need to multiply or take the product of their numerical coefficients and product of their literal coefficients. Here, in the first term, that is 2p square q cube, 2 is the numerical coefficient, and in the second term, minus 3 is your numerical coefficient. And coming to talking about the literal coefficient of the first term, it is p square q cube. This is your literal coefficient of first term, and literal coefficient of second term is pq square. This is your literal coefficient of the second term. Now I hope it is easy for you to understand and multiply this. Let us see the steps of this question. Like I told you, I need to take the product. So I have written multiplication sign in between these two terms. And then numerical coefficients are multiplied first and then literal coefficients are multiplied. And the answer will be minus 6 p cube q raised to the power 5. So what we have done, I have first of all multiplied or separated the numerical coefficients. It will give you minus 6. And then I have taken the product of literal coefficients. So it will give you p cube q raised to the power 5. So your answer will be minus 6 p cube q raised to the power 5. Simply you are supposed to multiply or take the product of numerical coefficients and take the product of literal coefficients, and then you will be getting the final answer. Now then, after that we have learnt the multiplication of 3 or more monomials. If I am having 3 monomials, I need to multiply 3 monomials. The method will remain the same. Simply I need to take the product of their numerical coefficients and product of their literal coefficients. Let us understand this with the help of an example. Suppose I need to find the product of 3pq, 4qr, 5rp. Dear children, all these 3 terms are monomials, and in the first term, the numerical coefficient is 3, numerical coefficient of second term is 4, numerical coefficient of third term is 5, and literal coefficient of first term is PQ, literal coefficient of second term is QR, literal coefficient of third term is RP. Simply you need to multiply or take the product of literal coefficients and product of numerical coefficients to get your answer. Let us see the steps now. These are the steps. We need to multiply these. I have written like this: 3pq multiply sine 4qr, then multiply sine 5rp. Then simply, as I told you, product of numerical coefficients and product of literal coefficients. Your answer will be 60p square q square r square. Then multiplication of a polynomial by a monomial. Using distributive law, as I told you earlier also, we need to apply the distributive law while multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. Let us take this example. In this example, first this is your monomial and this is your polynomial. We need to multiply this. And how do you come to know that this expression is a polynomial? By taking by looking at the powers of the variables involved in the algebraic expression of every term. Here the power of a is 1 and the power of a and b both are non-negative integers. So both these terms are satisfying the condition of polynomial. So we can simply say that this is a polynomial. Now, this 4a is to be multiplied by 5a and 4a is to be multiplied by 7ab, like I have written here. And then this will be your answer. So what I have done, using the distributive law, I need to multiply this 4a by 5a plus sign 4a by 7ab, and your answer will be 20a square plus 28a square b. Second example, you need to add these two expressions. First of all, dear children, you need to solve this expression. Multiply this, and then this will be the result of this expression will be added to this second expression. First of all, I need to multiply the first expression, solve the first expression. So solving the first expression using the distributive law, this 5 is to be multiplied by 3, minus sign, this 5 is to be multiplied by m. So you will be getting, it will be 15m minus 5m square. And adding it to the second expression, you will be getting m square plus 2m as the final answer by solving the like terms. These two are like terms. So these are to be solved together. These two are like terms. So after solving, you will be getting m square as the answer and plus 2m. This will be your final answer, or after adding two given expressions. First of all, you have solved the first expression and then added to the second expression to get the answer. Now, this is the main topic of today's lecture, that is multiplication of a polynomial by a polynomial. We need to multiply two polynomials, and in this topic, basically you need to multiply each term of one polynomial with each term of the other polynomial, and you need to combine the like terms in the product simply. And the subtopic in this is multiplying a binomial by a binomial. It means, what do you mean by a binomial? An algebraic expression having two terms is called a binomial. So this is having two terms. Two terms are also present in this expression. So both these are binomials. And what you are supposed to do, as I told you, first term of first expression, that is a, is to be multiplied by both the terms of the second expression, like I have done here. You will be writing a into second term minus 4 of first term into second term. Now again, distributive law, as we know that a is to be multiplied by 2a, which is what I have written here. A is to be multiplied by 3 also. This is what I have written here. Now this minus 4 is to be multiplied by 2A. Minus 4 is to be multiplied by 3 also. So your answer will be 2A square plus 3A minus 8A minus 12. And further, these two are like terms. You are supposed to solve that also. So your answer will be, after adding like terms, your answer will be 2A square minus 5A minus 12 after adding or after solving the like terms. Now, next is multiplying a binomial by a trinomial. How to multiply a binomial by a trinomial? What do you mean by a trinomial? It is an algebraic expression having 3 terms. Number of terms in this trinomial are 3, so that is why it is trinomial. Now, what we are supposed to do, how we are supposed to proceed in this? Let us see now. This is a binomial and this is a trinomial having 3 terms. So what you are supposed to do? This A is to be multiplied by every term of this expression, and plus 7 is to be multiplied by every term of this expression. This is what I have written here. A into A square plus A into 3A plus A into 5. What I have done? A is to be multiplied by every term of second expression. So I have written A, it is to be written like this: A multiplied by A square plus 3A plus 5. This is what I have done. And then 7 is to be multiplied by every term like I have written here of the second expression. Now after solving the like terms, you will be getting the answer as A cube plus 10A square plus 26A plus 35. Here what you are getting? A cube plus 3A square plus 5A plus 7A square after multiplying the terms plus 21A plus 35. Here in this last step, what you have done? You have solved the like terms. 7A square and 3A square, these are two like terms. They will be giving you 10A square. So your answer will be A cube plus 10A square plus 26A plus 35. Now looking at second example, it is 2A minus 5. You are supposed to multiply this 2A minus 5 by 3A square minus 4A plus 7, which is a trinomial, and the first expression is a binomial having 2 terms. So how you have done it? Let us see the steps. Again, this 2A is to be multiplied by every term of this expression, and 5 is again to be multiplied by every term of this expression. This is what I have written here. 2A into 3A square minus 2A into 4A plus 2A into 7 minus 5 into 3A square. Here it will be minus minus plus sign, you will be getting plus 5 into 4A and then minus 5 into 7. What you will be getting after solving? You will be getting the answer as 6A cube minus 23A square plus 34A minus 35. What I have done in this step, I have simply multiplied 2 terms. It will be 6A cube minus 8A square plus 14A minus 15A square plus 20A minus 35. And after solving the like terms, you will be getting answer as 6A cube minus 23A square plus 34A minus 35, and this will be your answer after adding like terms. Now let us see today's homework. You are supposed to complete question number 4 and 5 of exercise 9.2 in your homework notebook, and question number 1, 3 and 4 of exercise 9.3 in your homework notebook, and complete question number 2 of exercise 9.3 in your book only. So in this lecture, dear children, what we have learned or recalled first of all the multiplication of algebraic expressions, and then we have learned the multiplication of a polynomial by a polynomial. And what is the rule to multiply a polynomial by a polynomial? Simply you are supposed to multiply each term of one polynomial with each term of the other polynomial and combine the like terms in the product to get the answer. And further in this main topic, that is multiplying a polynomial by a polynomial, we have revised, or we have seen how to multiply a binomial by a binomial, and then multiplying a binomial by a trinomial. This is also what we have learned in this lecture number 4. Now, coming to the homework solutions from NCERT book exercise 9.2. Find the product of the following pairs of monomials. You need to find the product of following pairs of monomials. Children, I am discussing few parts. Rest parts you are supposed to do on your own. These are very simple questions, and then on the basis of the explanation which I am doing in this lecture, you will be able to easily solve all these parts. Let us see part 1 of question number 1. It is 4, 7p, and you need to take the product of these two. It is very simple. Product of these two will be 4 into 7 into p, that will give you 28p. Simple as this. And then coming to second part, it is minus 4p, 7p. You are supposed to take the product. It is similar to the first part. Your answer will be minus 4 into 7, that is minus 28 into p square. Here it is a constant term, so no variable was present, so answer is 28p. Here in both these terms variable p is present, so product of numerical coefficients we have taken, that is minus 28. Then product of literal coefficients, that is p square. So your answer is minus 28p square. Coming to fourth part of this very question, it is 4p cube, minus 3p. We need to multiply these two monomials. Simply take the product of numerical coefficients and then product of literal coefficients. Numerical coefficient of this first term is 4. Numerical coefficient of second term is minus 3, and then it will give you minus 12 as the product of 4 and minus 3, and then product of their literal coefficients, it will be p raised to the power 4. So your answer is minus 12 p raised to the power 4. Second question is, find the areas of rectangles with the following pairs of monomials as their lengths and breadths respectively. Here in this question, you are supposed to find the areas of rectangles and monomials with the following pairs of monomials, and their lengths and breadths are given to you, and these are monomials. Let us see now. First part is p, q, as it is clearly mentioned that length and breadths are given, so you will be writing in term of length and breadth only, as we are supposed to find the areas of rectangles. As no unit is present, so we are writing only unit. If it would have been present meter or centimeter, we would have written centimeter or meter, but as no unit is present, so we will be writing units. And breadth of rectangle is q unit. So area of rectangle we know, length into breadth, it will give you p into q, that is equal to pq square units. Simple as this. Then coming to second part, it is 10m, 5n. Here, what is the length? First is the length of rectangle. Second monomial is the breadth of rectangle. So length is 10m and breadth is 5n. And then you are supposed to take its product. It will be 50 mn. Let us see now. Length of rectangle is 10m unit. Breadth of rectangle is 5n unit. Area of rectangle we know, length into breadth. So it will be 10m into 5n. That will give you 10 into 5 into m into n. So what we have done, we have taken the product of numerical coefficients and then product of literal coefficients. So your answer will be 50 mn square units. Coming to third part of this question number 2, it is 20x square and 5y square. Simply we know that what is the length given to you? It is 20x square and breadth is 5y square. This is the breadth given to you. So let us see the solution now. Length of rectangle is 20x square unit. Breadth of rectangle is 5y square unit. Area of rectangle is length into breadth. We need to simply multiply 20x square into 5y square. So what is the answer? It will be 20 into 5 into x square y square. It is 20. So length of rectangle 20x square unit, breadth of rectangle 5y square unit, and area of rectangle formula we know, length into breadth, that will be giving you 20x square into 5y square. Numerical coefficients will be multiplied and then literal coefficients will be multiplied, and your answer will be 100x square y square square units. Dear children, as I told you, question number 1 and question number 2, few parts I have discussed here in this lecture. Rest of the parts you are supposed to do on your own. And similarly, in question number 3, you are supposed to complete the table. I am just discussing the first part so that you should come to know how to do the multiplication. This is the table given to you. First monomial is written this way, and second monomial is present here like this. So what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to simply multiply the two monomials. First answer will be 2x into 2x, that will be giving you 4x square, and then this 2x is to be multiplied by minus 5y, that is 2x multiplied by minus 5y, and your answer will be minus 10xy. Similarly, this 2x is to be multiplied by 3x square, and your answer will be 6x cube. Likewise, you are supposed to multiply this 2x by every monomial present here, and you will be getting the answer like this, and you will be able to complete the table in the same manner I have explained. So you are supposed to complete, I think you must have understood all these parts. If you have done all these parts with complete steps, that is fine. Otherwise, you are supposed to complete every step with the complete steps. I hope these very concepts will help you to complete your homework from your NCERT book. Thank you so much.